Good morning everyone, welcome to the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. We're live here today. You'll see I've got a new sidekick.
Hello there.
This is Karen. She's just joined our Sugar and Crumbs team. She's actually been a follower of Sugar and Crumbs for many years with her mother Iris, and hopefully Iris will be popping up soon too. In the kitchen we have Laura and Maria. Hi Laura, hi Maria.
Hi.
They're ready and waiting. So we were just discussing, it's been a long time since we've done a Thursday live, isn't it?
Very long time.
Very long time. So I noticed on the community group that some of you had made a comment about using the sugars in the sponge mix, and some of you didn't know that we did flavoured cocoa powders. So because we haven't done a Facebook Live on a Thursday morning for a long time, I thought, you know what, let's come back, talk about the cocoa powders and the flavoured icing sugars in your mix, and then we can move on to other things over the next couple of weeks. So we've got a lot to do, so please let us know that you're here. Just give us a wave, say hello. If you're a newbie, shout out that you're a newbie. We've got a fantastic community audience and they will always say hello to you and help you along. And if you're a regular, let us know if you're a regular, and also let us know where in the world that you are, because it's great to know that you guys are supporting us. So we are exhausted. We've done 2 shows in a month, okay? Cake and Bake at Excel in London, and we did Cake International last weekend. I'm still not recovered. We took Monday off and then we did the live, and then we had to unload all the vans on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we're here today. So you might find I'm a little bit behind on emails, but I am trying to get through them as fast as I can. So, but I will have everything answered by tonight, so don't panic. And of course I've been in here since early this morning setting up the kitchen for the live. Now you may wonder why we've got Karen here. Karen's going to learn every job in Sugar and Crumbs, just like Laura and Maria. We're very much a hands-on deck company, okay? We're not big enough yet for you've got this job, you've got that job. We're very much, you know what, that job needs doing, let's get and do it. So we all work together as a team, which is great. Plus John wanted to get all the women out of the office, I think.
I think he did. He wanted a bit of a break.
He's sat in there with the bookkeeper who comes every Thursday, so I think it's their man day on a Thursday. So anyhow, so if you have a look here, we'll start off with chocolate brownies. Very simple, easy recipe. This is one that I baked this morning. The kitchen smells gorgeous, okay?
Yeah.
The kitchen, even when the girls came in, they were like, wow, it smells gorgeous. So the flavour choice that we're going to use today is chocolate cherry. We do chocolate chili, chocolate orange, and chocolate coconut. We used to do chocolate lime, but we've discontinued it. I'm very sad to say we've discontinued it because it's actually one of my favourites, but it wasn't one of yours, so John says it's got to go. And chocolate chili is next on the hit list, followed by chocolate coconut. So we will end up with just chocolate cherry, chocolate orange, until you guys start using it more and start requesting flavours again, and then we'll bring some of them back, or maybe something new. The cherry flavours are really rich flavour. The cocoa powders are delicious to make brownies, cakes, truffles. You can make a hot chocolate drink with it. So if you want to make yourself a hot chocolate cherry drink at night time, cocoa drink. I don't know if you made one yet, Maria.
Well, I made a lot of brownies.
Yeah, she does like brownies since we was older, so I showed her how to make them. So, so let's get on with doing this one first, okay? So this is hot out the oven. My pan's still hot, and when you make a chocolate brownie, you do use plain flour, and in the oven it rises lovely. It goes up, and then when you take it out, the idea is it's meant to go down, and you get this lovely crispy top. So I'm going to just take this off, and I'm going to put it on there so it can cool, and then we're going to chop it up live later because we're all dying to have a slice. And then I'm going to give this to my assistant. It's great, never had an assistant before. How cool is that? So there you can see the chocolate brownie, and then we're going to move that over to a board later. So let's shift this out the way. We've got a lot to show you today. So Laura, how's the audience building?
Good, we've got lots of familiar names, of course. Susan Richmond, Julie Crompton, Kerry Thornley, Lynn Bond, Helen Miles, Sue Merry, who was at the show. Yeah, we've got a really good audience building up. So like Carol said before, if anybody's new, say hello and introduce yourself. And if you've got any questions relevant to today's Facebook Live, do ask them on the feed, and we will try and get round to everybody.
We will. Okay, so the chocolate brownie recipe, there's lots of chocolate brownie recipes. This is a very simple one. You know what we like here in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen? It's about making it easy and tasty, because we're all about trying to encourage people to bake. There's so many of you at home who think you can't bake, won't bake, scared of baking. And you know what? I'm here to encourage you to bake, but not only encourage you to bake, to make it taste delicious and look as nice as you can possibly make it without being worried that it's not perfect. Okay, so first of all, we're going to use margarine. Can you see that there, Laura?
Yeah, perfect.
So we're going to use margarine, and we're going to use 275 grams of margarine. I always use Stork. You can use any margarine that you want, whatever choice you want. So it's 275 grams of margarine. And whenever you're baking or making your recipes, always be exact to the ingredients, okay? Don't add more. So let's just see, we're just 1 gram off there. Don't add more, because that's where you go wrong, because baking is a science. Oh no, we're not perfect, we're spot on. So there we go, Karen, thank you. So we're going to get this in our mixing bowl. So this is going to go in our mixing bowl first. And I'm just going to tip it this way so that Maria can see. Go. Put that there. Then we're going to add normal caster sugar for this one. And we're going to add 375 grams of caster sugar. So I'm just going to clear the scales. So 375 grams of caster sugar. Again, it doesn't matter which brand of caster sugar that you use. I just pick up whatever's on offer in the supermarket, if I'm honest. Alright, I've put too much in. So that's at 283. Oh no, it isn't. It's 375 I need, sorry. I'm so used to doing 200 and odd, I forget that for the brownies you need a lot more sugar. So let's pop that in. I'm absolutely boiling in this kitchen. The ovens have been on for a long time. So there we go. Let's get this in the bowl as well. Hopefully you can hear me okay. So we are going to put that on the mixer. But before I start the mixer going, we're going to crack 4 eggs as well. So let's crack 4 eggs. Now I like to crack the eggs down into a bowl. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I always use large eggs. I always use free range, personal choice. You can use whichever you want. Karen, can I have a damp cloth when you've got a minute? So I always use free range. So we're going to put the mixer on now. I'm going to beat the sugar and the margarine until it's all incorporated. Okay? So let's do that. Let's get it all incorporated. And then while that's beating, let's get our flour on the go. So let's clear the scales again. So what we're going to do here now is, so that Maria gets it, can you see in there, Laura? So we're going to pop in 100 grams of plain flour. Now I'm using McDougall's, that's my favourite brand. I don't know why, I like it. And you know what, we all stick to what we know, don't we? So you can use any brand, but I'm using McDougall's. So again, it's 100 grams of plain flour. And then this is where the magic happens. We're going to use chocolate cherry cocoa powder. So to this, we're going to add 85 grams of chocolate cherry cocoa powder. So I'm just going to clear my scales again. When I say clear the scales, it means take it back to 0. Okay, and we're going to pop in 85 grams of the cocoa powder. And the cocoa powder, it looks like it's a lot, but it's very light. So it looks like a lot. It's quite aerated, so it's quite a lot. There we go. So I'm just going to show you this back one bit. So let's just turn the mixer off a minute. So let's talk about the cocoa powder bag. Okay, so some of you have picked this up in shops, okay, and because it was with the icing sugars, you've dashed home and thrown it in with a slab of your butter and then messaged me and told me how disgusting it tastes. Well, it will be, it's cocoa powder. Some people have said that I should maybe make it bolder and more noticeable that it's cocoa powder. Well, one thing that you should be able to tell straight away, it's half a bag. So icing sugar is 500 grams and this only feels like half a bag because there's only 250 grams in here. The second thing you should notice is price. You're paying more for it than the icing sugar. But even still, it does say natural flavoured cocoa powder. So can you see that on there?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And it does say here, perfect for brownies, truffles, chocolate cakes, fudge, cookies. It also gives you the allergens, gluten-free, suitable for vegetarians, suitable for vegans, dairy-free. And then on the back, it shows you how to make a chocolate buttercream and how to make the chocolate brownies, okay? Now, when you buy the flavoured icing sugar, yeah, it says natural flavoured icing sugar. Perfect for buttercreams, meringues, fudge, macarons, cheesecakes, drizzles, white in colour, you know, apart from, you know, chocolate mint, more mint chocolate, they're brown in colour. But it also says 500 grams, where this one says 250 grams. So I think we'll have to put this down to user error, guys. When you buy a product, read it, don't just assume. So hopefully we'll get over that one now and you'll all know what you're doing with your cocoa powders because they are amazing. Now let me know, let Laura know, Laura shouts out those of you that use the cocoa powders and know how to use them because they are delicious. So we'll just pop that back there. Okay, so we've measured that, we've beaten our sugar and our butter, so let's get the mixer back on. So we're now going to add our eggs. Can you hear me okay?
Seems to be, yeah. No complaints so
No
far.
complaints, good. Oh, and by the way, if we lose this signal, don't put loads of messages on, just wait. Just wait, and if we lose it all together, just wait, give us 5 minutes, go nip to the loo, make yourself a cup of tea, because it takes us 5 minutes to reset up, so don't panic, yeah? And then refresh your page. So we've got 1 egg, 2 eggs. Wait till they're all incorporated. 3, 4, 4. I'm just going to make sure that they're all incorporated. That's right, there's loads of that
On the top.
Just got Karen on the run in the kitchen, learning where everything is. She's running around, where's a paddle? Where's a paddle? So here we go. So you can see the consistency of the mix there. It's nicely beaten in. So we'll just scrape everything down. So Laura, how many people have used the cocoa powders and know how to use them?
Julie Crompton said, I do, with loads of love hearts. They are the best. Nothing else will do. And she's actually said that she's going to do some brownies as well.
The brownie recipe that I'm doing is on the back of the bag.
Yeah, she said it's the best recipe ever. She always has to make the orange and the coconut ones.
Yeah. The orange tastes like a Jaffa, you know, the chocolate orange, cherry orange, it tastes like that. And the coconut tastes like a Bounty Bar. So those two companies have got free advertising. Little sugar and crumbs over here. So,
yeah.
And the Black Forest just tastes of cherries.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
So, anyhow, this brownie is going home for Laura. Laura's got her eyes on it for her dad today because he always looks forward to a bit of bake as well. And that's Maria's got her eyes on the fresh one that's going to be in the oven. So what can you see there? So there's the consistency of my mix, Laura. Can you see that? Okay, so that's just the margarine, the sugar and the eggs all incorporated. So what we're going to do now, I put flour, so you can see the flour underneath. Don't know whether you can see it there. So you can see that the flour is underneath there with the cocoa powder on top, and we're just going to drop the whole lot in here. That's how easy it is. There you go, Karen.
We have had someone saying, why do you use margarine in the mix rather than butter?
You can use butter.
It's just a personal preference.
Yeah, you can use butter. Sometimes I do use butter. It's personal choice.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I think the recipe might say butter actually. That says margarine. Yeah, I've used both. So personal choice.
So I'm not sure if we've got somebody new here, but they're asking what shop sells the product. So you can buy them directly from us online at sugarandcrumbs.co.uk. You will find that we do have local stockists who, local cake decorators, cake supplies, who stock some of our range. Now, not everybody stocks every flavour. Again, that is a choice of the store. We're also available in Hobbycraft, The Range and booths. So it's a case of just having a look and seeing what's more local to you and what's easy to get to. But like I say, everything that we have is for sale directly with us online.
Yeah, super. We do sell in quite a few places in Europe, especially Holland. We have a really good following there. Not with the cocoa powders, but definitely with the sugars. And we've got, if you're in America, it's Country Kitchens, is it CK they're known as? Country Kitchens stock them, and we have got some interest from other suppliers. So that's quite exciting. So hopefully, and we've also got some interest from an Australian company as well. So if you're over in Australia, please let us know that you would be interested, because then that supplier may take them on, which we're hoping to. One of the biggest things about getting our product abroad is it's heavy, and when things are heavy, the shipping cost is expensive, and then the shipping cost has to be put on top of the product, and then, you know what, sometimes just people don't think it's worth it. So I've put the flour in, put the flour and the cocoa powder, I've chopped it all in, and now it's just going in the mixer for 30 seconds. So there we go.
So I've got someone asking about the recipe as well. So the recipe for the brownies is on the back. Is it? The brownies on the back of the packet of the cocoa powders. But there's quite a few people at Cake International also mentioned about recipe ideas. And we've actually got our own sister recipe site. So it's sugarandcrumbsmixingitup.com. And all the recipes on there are tried and tested, either with the cocoa powders or the icing sugars. We have loads of guests in, and they do their own versions of them as well. So head over there and have a look. There's just loads and loads of different ideas.
On the back of the bag, the cocoa powder bag there in this bar, okay, gives you the recipe website. And if you go onto Google and just write Sugar and Crumbs recipe, that will come up, okay? If you go on the back of the icing sugar bags, again, it's there. I think for the winter bags and the summer bags, it's in a different place, but they're there. But I was laughing with a lady, I think it was Wendy Preston the other week. She said, I couldn't find your fudge recipe. Well, if you write Sugar and Crumbs brownies or Sugar and Crumbs fudge, Sugar and Crumbs macarons into Google, it will pop up. That's all you need to do. That's the easiest way to get to it. But if you want the recipe website for other ideas, then feel free to go on there. And all those recipes are from people like you and I who've used the product. You know, it's not top chefs or anything like that. It's people like you and I who've used the product, believe in the product, and it's worked for them. Okay? So we've now got our brownie mix.
We've just got to quickly say hi to Ella.
Hello, Ella. So
and
Ella,
Jen as well.
Jen
Walker, yeah.
Ah, Jenny, right, okay. So Ella is my lovely granddaughter from Australia. So she only catches us live on a Thursday. So hello, Ella. So she loves baking with Grandma as well, and I'm always sending stuff over to her. I can give you those. I'm always sending stuff over to her, and she loves the brownies. Her mummy loves the chocolate orange brownies. And what they do is as well, they buy the orange zest icing sugar, and then they drizzle, they make icing sugar, and then they drizzle it over the brownies. Don't you, Ella? So that's what Mummy likes. So let me just get some greaseproof paper. So we're just going to pop this in our tin now. And then Jen Walker, a lot of you met her at the show. Jenny is my daughter's best friend, Laura. So I'm going to have to sort out the buttercream girls because they're all getting pregnant. So Laura was doing buttercream at Sugar and Crumbs and then ended up having another baby. So then Jenny's taken her place, which we're ever so pleased about. And then she's only taken a place for a year, and now she's leaving to have a baby. I'm going to put Laura on there next.
No,
Sugar
you're
and Crumbs
definitely
Laura.
not, because if it's catching, it's not happening to me.
Maybe Maria. Look at Maria's face. So Jenny, all of you guys who saw Jenny at the show, that was her last show. We're very sad to lose her. So we've got to find a way how we can get her back and baby as well. So she will be having a baby. I think baby's due in May, isn't it, Jen? So, but we do have a replacement. Jenny works with her friend Kirsty on the stand. So Kirsty is going to be taking over. And then hopefully we're going to get Karen down at the shows. Do you fancy having a baby, Karen? We'll put you on the buttercream.
Impossible.
So you'll see that I'm looking about here trying to do my parchment paper, so just a little bit too big. So I've cut 4 corners, so you'll see that I've cut it straight there. I'm not very good at this straight business. Let's do that. Line it up there. Line it up there. There you go. And then we're just going to press that in there. And then those corners will fall behind. Can you see that on the camera very well, Laura?
Yeah, we can. Someone is saying a little butter in the pan to help stick that paper down.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
do, yeah.
It's true that, but I'm being lazy.
We got there.
We got there in the end. So I'm just going to stir my mix, and then I'm just going to show you my mix in a minute. So there's my mix now. It's been in the mixer. So you will get the odd white bit as well. So as you can see, Maria's around with the camera. So we're just going to pour this in here, and we're going to get this in the oven. So it's chocolate cherry we're doing today. Everything is chocolate cherry. So,
We've got Joe Twyman stood making fudge right now.
yeah, the fudge is so good. You know, I met so many of you people at the show. It was so lovely to see you all. And, you know, the nicest things at the show is that how many of you took time out to come and say hello to us girls, to John, to Laura, Maria, you know, and you know what was so lovely? How nice it was that you told us that we're like the nicest stand, friendliest. And I'm not saying that everybody else isn't friendly there, but we are the friendliest. And our stand is so bright and cheerful. And so many of you took time out to tell us how you enjoyed the lives and the community group and everything else. And, you know, it makes it worthwhile. It makes you think, crikey, you know, we are doing a good job. So, not that I didn't think we weren't doing a good job. So you might get the odd bit of white where it's just not gone in. Don't worry about that, it'll blend in. And we're baking on a 150. Now, I do bake longer than normal, okay? My son, who is a chef, you have seen him on the live, he goes mad and goes, Mum, you need to bake it less. He likes them really gooey. So he bakes for 25 minutes, okay, on 150, and then he leaves them to set in the pan, and then he'll leave them set in the pan, and then he'll leave them to go in the fridge, and then he likes them really nice and gooey. Whereas I bake them a little bit longer, so I tend to bake them for about 40 minutes. Again, it's personal choice. So we've just chopped up some, I realised I had no chocolate drops. Now you can put the chocolate drops in the mix if you want to. You can put some chopped up fruit if you want to, or you can just sprinkle on the top. And I realised I didn't bring home any chocolate drops, so I've just broke up some Dr. Oetker chocolate, and we're just going to spread that over the top. And that's going in the oven, and that's going on 140. And my lovely assistant Karen is going to pop that in the oven now. We'll take that out. And that's your chocolate brownie. So let's get this one and cut it up.
I've got Lynn Burgess making white chocolate flapjacks, and Sarah Campbell just said I'd love to know the recipe for them. So Lynn, if you have got a recipe, send it over to us if you're happy for it to be shared. Is it already on our website? Ah, right.
Yes.
Okay, so we have got. I remember one of our admins did the flapjack recipe with our flavoured icing sugars.
They
so
did.
you can head over. I think it was Lynn's McIver. So there is a recipe already on the website for them. And like we said,
they're delicious.
They are amazing. But the thing is, you can make it to your own taste. So regardless of what flavour icing sugar it states, you can change that for whatever you choose.
So you can see I'm making a mess of transferring this to this board. Are you in there, Maria? Eh? Crikey, she's eyeballing this, isn't she? So let's get this on there. So you get a nice crunchy top, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're just going to cut it. Not very evenly. What happened here? So which side are we having, girls? Are we having the little skinny size? For those of us who are on a diet,
Yeah.
and Maria is on the big bit. So how do we like it? Let's go in there.
Fabulous.
So there we go. Let's just show you the inside. So you can see there, you know, it's nice and rich and dense and chocolatey.
Can you just move it
And
back to where you
lovely.
were? Thanks.
Yeah, so you can see it.
Yeah.
And it smells amazing. So we're going to have that with a cup of tea when we finish the live afterwards. So let me put that there. Move all that out the way. that can sit over there. Let me get my hand, put a dishcloth. Ooh, right, it's friggin' hot in this kitchen, let me tell you. So let's make some sponge cakes with the Victoria sponge. We're going to make a Victoria sponge. The Victoria sponge recipe that I use for my cupcakes. And a lady was having trouble yesterday, and all her cupcakes had spilled over the pan, and they were crispy and they're crunchy. And you know what, that happens to all of us, you know. And I was talking to Laura about it today, and I usually find that when I do something like that, I've missed an ingredient. Even though I'd say, tell myself I haven't missed an ingredient, it's usually because I've missed an ingredient, or I've been clever trying to do 2 batches at once, and where I've weighed everything out, I may have put 5 eggs in there and 3 eggs in there. I don't know what I've done. You know, it is user error. I hate to say it to you guys, but it really is, because if you follow the recipe, it will be absolutely fine. There's no problem using our flavoured icing sugars in a cake batter, okay? So we're going to make a Victoria sponge using the flavoured icing sugars. So let me just put on a clean paddle now. Yeah, so I made 2 earlier. So these are the 2 that I made this morning, because these are the ones that we're going to decorate later. So when they're baked, you'll see that they've come away from the pan, okay? So they're a lovely sponge. Can you see?
Yeah.
Lovely sponge. No secret to this. Cooked through nicely, and I'm going to show you how to make this. And we're going to decorate this afterwards. So I'll pop that up there, because I need Karen to wash these 2 pans for me. So that's 1 pan, Karen. And then, you know, it was a double batch mix. So again, the other ones worked out exactly the same, no spillage. It's just an 8-ounce mix. We're going to make the same now live. I've only made this fresh this morning and made this with black cherry, and it smells good. So let's get that on there. Let's clear this lot out of the way so Karen can get those washed. So why would you use flavoured icing sugar in your cake mix, okay? Can you use just normal sugar in essence? Of course you can. I've been doing that all my life till Sugar and Crumbs was formed, and then I started using flavoured. Sometimes I use flavoured, sometimes I don't. Just depends what mood I'm in. It's up to you, it's entirely up to you. Some people swear by using it and use it all the time. Others prefer to use their essence and just make it into buttercream. Again, it's personal choice. So I never know, sorry for flicking my hair, but you're not eating the cake, so don't worry about it. So it's just personal choice, guys. So, you know, when you're jumping on your pedestals there, going, just use essence, you know, some people are very happy with our flavoured icing sugars. It's a great product. We've got flavours there that you can't achieve yourself, okay? It's something that you can keep in the cupboard, and you know what? Today I fancy cherry, tomorrow I fancy strawberry, Wednesday I fancy lemon and elderflower, you know, and that's what the choice is all about, and that's what lots of people get about Sugar and Crumbs. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make the sponge mix. So I just have to remember what order I got them in. So we've got the eggs, and we've got margarine, and we've got the flavoured icing sugar. Yeah, that's what we want. Yeah, the flavoured icing sugar. You only pre-weigh things, and then afterwards you think, crikey, what have I done? So what we're going to do is we're going to do 8 ounces. So I asked Maria to do a conversion because I'm old school, I'm in ounces. So the only time I use grams is if I'm following the recipe and it says grams. So I'm just going to convert my scales again. And in my bowl, ready for Maria here, we're going to put 8 ounces of margarine in, because we're going to do 2 Victoria sponges. So is that grams or is it ounces? It's grams. So I need to move it to ounces. So, but I have asked Maria to have it written down for me, what the conversion was. Did you write it down, Maria?
Yes.
Did she sound confident?
Your face
about
says
that?
otherwise.
So where is it now then, Maria, so that we can tell them what it is in grams?
In my phone. 1 sec.
No, it's alright, I'm on Google. Don't worry.
It's on Google.
So I sent Maria a message this morning, said convert all these ingredients for me. Okay, sorry. Yep, they're super. Leave them there. That's great. So what we're doing is we're doing 8 ounces of margarine. Don't worry, I've got another margarine tub here. But I like to get everything out the tub. Bit frugal like that? Who does that? Who wastes stuff and who gets every little bit out? What do you do, Karen?
So,
Absolutely.
8 ounces is 227 grams.
There you go. 227 grams, that's for the bin. So, I haven't quite got that at the moment. So, we're on 7 ounces 6. And nearly there. There we go, 8 ounces. So that's 8 ounces of margarine. And, sorry Maria, 8 ounces of margarine that we're now going to drop in the mixer. So is the mixer in the way, Laura, or can you see it?
No, we've got plenty of view.
So who uses the chocolate brownie mix? Is there lots of people who use the mix, Laura?
Yeah, there's loads of people saying that they're addicted to different flavours.
Well, get addicted to lime, chilli and coconut, because
Yeah.
John's binning them off.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to keep them. So that's that there. And then we need the sugar. So we're going to weigh the sugar. We need 8 ounces of flavoured sugar. So because we're going to do a chocolate cherry cake, so I'm going to show you how to make a sponge cake. I'm going to use I'm going to use black cherry flavoured icing sugar. So I showed you before. So this is the black cherry flavoured icing sugar. You can use any flavoured icing sugar that you want. This is the flavour of choice today. So when you see any of our recipes on the website, if it says lemon or orange or lime and you don't want to use that, you've got another flavour, then use that. It's fine. It's entirely up to you. So let me clear my scales again.
Hi Gwen. Gwen's watching today.
I wish you hello, Gwen. I bet she's knackered from the show as well. So all of us are really very, very tired. It's hard work, those shows, because you go weeks and weeks of preparation. You've got to get your posters ready, your stand organised, your transport, who's going to come with you and help you, uniforms, then you design your uniforms, you know, it's just all sorts. Then building up, and then you always forget something. Doesn't matter how often you try and remember everything. Even if you do a checklist, you always forget. So we're now going to put the flavoured icing sugar. You noticed I haven't sieved it. Karen's just crashing in the background, don't worry. So it makes it more authentic that she's doing some work. She's justifying her existence of being here, isn't Karen?
We know you're here.
So you notice I didn't sieve the flavoured icing sugar. I'm just going to pop it in with my margarine. It's very rare that I sieve the sugar, if I'm honest. So we're going to pop that in on the mixer. I'm going to drop the mixer.
Gwen says my knackered was knackered.
We were all tired.
Oh God.
So what I do want to say while we're talking while Gwen's here, we went to the Cake Masters Awards, okay? So it's like the Cake Oscars. It's a big thing in the cake world. And it's organised by a lovely lady called Rosie at Cake Masters. Her and her husband organises it. It's a massive event. And, you know, you get nominated for things. And we were very lucky to be nominated last year with our nifty nozzles. We didn't win, but the fact that we were nominated, we were in the top 8, was amazing. And then this year we were shortlisted with our flavoured icing sugar for best product. And then we actually got through to the finals, which was the top 8. And again, that's a massive achievement out of all the thousands of products that I've put forward, that we actually got there. And Gwen was shortlisted, so let's hope that Gwen is there next year, because she really does deserve to be there with her DK applicator. So we were there, we didn't win, but the fact was we were a finalist. But the biggest thing to us was, and we were really so pleased to be recognised for this award, is that we were shortlisted for the finals of Retailer of the Year. And I have to tell you, the team here, my team here at Sugar and Crumbs, are incredible. They're very much in love with the company. They enjoy working for the company. We have good days, we have bad days. Don't think Laura, Maria and I have it perfect every day. We fall out in the morning, we're friends in the afternoon. We're happy for a week, we're unhappy for a day, but we're not usually unhappy long. So, you know, we're women, aren't we? All working in the same place. But the one thing that we do love is Sugar and Crumbs. And we love our following, our audience. And we love our customers. We love everything. It's such a great bunch of people. And that was what was so nice at the shows. You know, you came up and had a chat with Laura and Maria. Next year you'll be chatting to Karen, because you're going to see her a lot. You know, you had a little chat with John. It's so lovely that we actually could ever touch each other at those shows. So we got nominated for Retailer of the Year. We didn't win, but we was nominated and we were in the finals, and that's a massive achievement for Sugar and Crumbs. We're only a small company, so to get there, to be a finalist, that was down to you guys. We only got there because you voted for us. So next year, vote harder, more, so that we win. Get it? So there we go. So while I've been talking, the sugar and the butter, the sugar and the margarine has been in the mixer. So it's 8 ounces of margarine, 8 ounces of flavoured icing sugar. So I'm just going to knock it up a notch. Have you got my hand? So then we're going to crack 4 eggs. Where's my eggs gone? There we go. So I just need a bowl for the eggs. Just 1 second. Here we go. So we're going to crack our 4 eggs. 1. And that's going to go in the mix. So I like to pour the eggs in while the mix is going, rather than crack them all together, so that it gets a couple of seconds to actually incorporate. So I like to give them half a minute, and half a minute's a long time to wait, so I don't know what I'm going to talk about half a minute in between each one, but you know what, we'll go for it. So maybe Laura could shout out a couple of questions if there's any.
And there's not really any questions, there's just loads of ideas flying around about flavours in the cakes and what people team them up with. So Tracy Lawrence has just said she's just made a black cherry chocolate gatto with the icing sugar in the mix and cherry icing in between the layers. And that
very similar to what we're doing today.
Maria's face has just been caught on camera. Also,
very similar to what we're doing today.
Yeah, Marilyn Heald has said the velvet vanilla is gorgeous in a Victoria sponge, topped with lemon drizzle buttercream.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things about using the flavoured icing sugars is that it makes a really soft sponge. So any of you guys who use it, you'll be able to vouch for me. It makes a really nice, light, soft sponge. So if that's what you're looking for, the flavoured icing sugars are delicious. Do remember that when you are baking in the oven, you don't get a very intense flavour. It doesn't matter whether you use liquid essences or you use flavoured icing sugar, you will always burn off 50% of the flavour in the oven. So you do just get a really nice taste, which enhances with everything else that you're going to put with it, yeah? So sometimes we get a bit fed up with vanilla essence sponge, but I will say our velvet vanilla is delicious. It's like a dairy Cornish ice cream. If any of you have had them, they are lovely. You do very well here, Karen. So we've now got the 4 eggs in the batter. Now it's at this stage that we can keep mixing, okay? And it's also at this stage that you may find that your batter might split or curdle. So don't worry about that. I've now got 8 ounces of self-raising flour. The flour of choice is this one, okay? McDoodles. I only use it, or is it McDoodles or McGoogles? McGoogles. So I only use this because I've always used it, but you can use any one that you want, but it's always good to buy a good branded one, okay? So if your batter is split, okay, let's see if ours are so that they can see. So can they see clearly in there,
A little
Laura?
bit, yeah.
So if you look in there, you'll see it split a little bit. Don't ever worry about that. Looks like a very loose scrambled egg. Don't worry about that. You've not ruined your batter. If you're not sure, get yourself a big tablespoon of the flour. Okay? And what you can do then is you can mix it again then. So Karen, have you got another one of those spatulas for me? So we're just going to mix that in, and then we're going to come on, okay? Now it's at this point, okay, that I fold in my recipe. Now there's lots of Victoria sponge recipes out there. I'm not saying they're right or wrong, it's what works for you. There's people who do an all-in-one. There's people who beat all of it, and there's people who do it this way, and this is the way that I do it. So I've mixed my margarine and flavoured sugar. I've added the eggs, and now I'm going to fold in the flour. Yeah, so we're going to fold in the flour, and that's quite easy. So we're just going to fold in the flour. Are you all right there, Maria, getting that? So I will show this to Maria. So it's very simple, just fold it in. Yeah. So don't mix, just get everything round the sides, fold in.
So Debbie Hawkins has said, do you have to put caster sugar in the mix as well, or just the icing sugar?
Just the flavoured icing sugar. I wouldn't do it with both. So I wouldn't do 50-50 on the cake mix. Either use caster sugar or flavoured icing sugar. Use one or the other, okay? I only use half and half for meringues and for buttercream. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we've done there now is, and then I have some cooled boiled water, okay? So cooled boiled water, I've even put it in when it's hot out the kettle because sometimes I forget to put it in. So I have to boil the kettle and I do put it in hot. So don't worry about that. So we're now at this consistency. You'll see it with the water.
Yeah.
You on it?
Yeah.
So we're at this consistency. I'm going to scrape down my spatula and I'm now going to put it on the mixer now for 20 to 30 seconds maximum. So remember, you've chopped everything in and now we're actually going to put it in the mixer for 20 to 30 seconds maximum, not any longer. Now, a few weeks ago, I did a nifty nozzle class and I did the dome classes. And I've got to be honest, I had Natalie Porter here doing a class and I was down the other end, just making all the dome cakes. And I remember leaving all the mixers on. I don't even think that's 30 seconds. I remember leaving the mixers on and I do remember Natalie clocking me, but I never actually had that conversation with her actually. I do remember her clocking me thinking, crikey Carrie, you're beating the living daylights out of that. And you know what, I baked my cakes, but they were soggy in the middle. So I was ever so disappointed and I had to sort of apologise to the class. My buns were great. They tasted great, they were fine. So they were just not right, okay? So we've now got our mix again. Have you got that, Maria? Yep. Let me show you guys.
Yeah.
So there's our mix. And now we'll just get them prepared for our cake tins that Karen has prepared. Super duper. And then we've got some spray. So all we're going to do is cake stuff everywhere. I don't know what that is actually. So we're just going to spray our tin. Now you can grease these with butter, margarine. I like to use spray. Sorry, Maria. And then these little rings, you can get these from any supermarket, B&M Bargains or, I don't know, any of those pound shop things. You can get these in packets in various sizes. These are 8-inch sandwich tins. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to divide the mix as evenly as we can. You can weigh your mix. Some people get really OCD about it and they want to weigh the mix. You can do that if you want. I just tend to eyeball it.
And you used large eggs in your mix, didn't
I
you,
do.
Carol?
Yeah. And I always use free range eggs. You know, you can use any eggs that you want, but I've just got a thing about free range. So I'm not down the organic route yet. I do eat a lot of organic food, but you know, when it comes to my eggs, they have to be free range. I just feel better knowing that those chickens did have a little bit of a run round quite freely. So.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it, really? So, there we go. So let me give you that, Karen. And then I'm going to give these for the oven. So we're just going to pop that in there, spread it round, dead simple. And we'll see what these look like after.
The cake release spray is the Cake Star one. We have got a couple of different sizes and different brands on the website. But this is the largest, it's the spray one. There is another one that we sell that's not a spray, but it is a cake release. But
I think the other one we do now is just Wilton, isn't it?
One. Yeah.
I don't think we do the PME anymore.
No.
But there, you know, it's up to you. It's personal choice. You do it the old-fashioned way with a bit of greaseproof paper.
Yeah.
But I always find that when you do it that way, you don't get it on evenly, and you can get too much of cloggy butter in gaps and stuff, and that can ruin your cake as well because that adds to more grease. Okay. So let's do the one with the cocoa. So we're going to do exactly the same now. Okay. And then we're going to do the cocoa powder one. So it works exactly the same. So on our scales, so we're doing an 8-ounce mix, exactly the same as we did last time. But what we need now is 8 ounces of sugar. So we're going to put the sugar in the bowl. We're going to do 8 ounces of margarine. So exactly the same. So we haven't changed anything yet. I'd already pre-weighed the sugar, if you wondered why I threw it in there, just to save a bit of time. So 8 ounces of margarine. Put that in the mixer as well. Put that in, there we go. Let's mix that on. Super, that's going to go on the mixer now. And we're just going to mix the living daylights out of that for a moment. We're going to crack our eggs ready. Have you got any clean balls, Karen? Oh yeah, I've got a whole load of them there. Hey, she's getting good in this, isn't she? Yeah. Hey, might let you come back again. You might get another week out of us. Hey, Laura's doing well. How long have you been here now, Laura? You 2 years in August.
In August, yeah.
And Maria's 2 years in April.
Yeah, like 15, 16 months I've been here.
Karen's on day 2, 3.
Doing well so far.
See if she's here next week. So, there we go. So there we go. So, let me tell you about a couple of few upcoming lives. So, Monday night, we're back here doing a live with Marion Frost in the kitchen. She's got some great ideas on Monday. I just can't think what they were. She passed them by me the other day, sent me an email, said I'm going to do this, this and this. And whatever it was is great. So do make sure that you're here at 8 o'clock on Monday to watch her. She's such a lovely lady. Good fun, really nice sense of humour. So she'll be here on Monday. On Thursday, what are we doing on Thursday? Oh, on Thursday, I was thinking of making some shortbread with the flavoured icing sugars because that's our baking day. So, yeah. So we're going to make some shortbread biscuits, and maybe I think we should use the mulled wine and the Santa Snowball. And you know what? I've never actually made royal icing, so let's have a go at making some of that if I can. I'll try. We'll have a go. So we'll do that on Thursday. And then a week on Monday, the 19th, we've got 2 celebrity guests coming to the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. I'm so excited. We've been working on this for a year now to get them here. So, got to bribe them. So to get them here, but they're here on the 19th. I can't tell you who they are, but I'm really looking forward to them. It should be a great night here in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. So let's make sure that you're here for those lives. Then on the 22nd, I've got my daughter Laura back in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen on the Thursday morning. And then on the following one, the last one in November, can we remember what it is? Karen Davies. Karen Davies is here. And then we'll start our run up for December. So it's a great month, as always, in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. Karen, have you got a clock for me, please? So, right. So we've got the mix going. Let's turn it up. We're now just going to make the chocolate cake. Let me just get the spatula straight down the bowl.
Susan Richmond has just said she's laughing her head off at Maria's face.
Right. Oh, we cake.
Maria's face was in the corner when you were...
I tell you, we're going to have to stop it because when she gets to our age and she's as big as me, I'm going to get the blame for it. I can feel a legal letter coming my way that Maria is a big girl due to Sugar and Crumbs. Well, I have to have you lot as witnesses that we can't stop this girl eating stuff. Look at her. You want to see what she eats. That's without all the stuff she eats at home. In fairness, she's a good girl. She does eat her vegetables. She likes her meat and her fish. So she's a good girl there. So let's pop the eggs in. So I'm going to pop the eggs in one at a time. Oh, 2 went in. Right, they can have a longer mix then. And then we're going to get our flour ready. So because we're doing the chocolate cake, we're using an 8-ounce mix. We're only going to use 6 ounces of flour. Yeah? So when you use cocoa powder to make a chocolate cake, it's 1/4 of the mix. So 1/4 of the mix is 2 ounces. So we want 6 ounces of the white flour. And again, always make sure it's exact. Yeah, I've never known a girl who can eat cake like this one. And sweets and rubbish, honestly. So, and then we want the cocoa powder. So I'm just going to clear my scales again because we've got 6 ounces of flour, and now I want 2 ounces of cocoa powder. And as I say, we're using the chocolate cherry.
How many eggs was that, Carol? 4 eggs. But just as a reminder, if anyone has missed any parts of the recipe, just head over to the Sugar and Crumbs Mixing It Up site. The whole Facebook Live will be pinned onto the top of the Facebook page as well once we're finished. So you can always watch it back and do a bit of a catch up. And then by next week, the video will be uploaded to YouTube as well. It can sometimes take a couple of days, you see, so we can't say exactly when it's on there. It is up to YouTube, unfortunately, when it's published. But it'll be on there by next week, along with the little 1-minute videos that Maria is hovering around Carol's shoulder. So if anyone's not aware,
she's like a little budgie.
Maria's around in between Carol and whoever the guest is at the time. And the bits that Maria's filming, she squishes down into a 1-minute video, so it's all the really important bits with little clips and subtitles.
Which I have to say is amazing. How she condenses a 2-hour program into a 1-minute thing. It makes you think, crikey, was it worth all the effort? But she does it, and even when we have guests on, they say the same. So everybody loves the 1-minute videos. So I'm going to pop my other 2 eggs in. So they're going in as well. Let's give them a nice beat. That can go. Karen's doing a great job. We might have her back next week, hey Karen? You coming back?
She's only coming back because we're going to give a brownie at the end.
We've decided we're having a cup of tea and a piece of brownie when we finish.
Shortbread, she'll be back.
Yeah, shortbread. The shortbreads are delicious with our sugars. They really are. So I'm going to use some of the Wilton cutters that we've got here. So I'll have a little look about doing some... don't you know, I give myself some challenges, I really do. I really need to shut my mouth at times and say, no, I don't know how to do it. But here we go.
Oh,
I don't know whether I could fancy eating a turkey shortbread. It doesn't look great, does it? Right, okay. So, we've got our mixing. So let's clean down our spatula. So like I say, it doesn't matter if it's curdled a little bit. Don't worry about that. Let's just mix around the bowl. Now this is the only time when it's the sugar, the eggs and the margarine that you can actually mix for as long as you want. Okay? So, I haven't forgot the brownies in the oven either, by the way. I think when I'm ready to put these in, so we got our other 2 cans. Oh yes, actually it'd be a good idea if I showed you what we're making, isn't it? There we go. Karen's panicking because she needs to do them. Because this is what we're making. We're making a chocolate cake using the flavoured cocoa powders. And these are what we made fresh this morning. So she's panicking because she has to have the tins ready. Let me get those up there. We're going to decorate these using some of the nifty nozzles as well. So.
So Alison Lee Brown's just joined us. She's missed the beginning, so we can't recap everything that we've done, but ultimately today Carol's using the flavoured cocoa powders to make brownies and also within a chocolate sponge. And we've also just popped into the oven a Victoria sponge with the black cherry flavoured icing sugar. But the flavours that we're using are just personal choice. You can use any of the cocoa powder flavours and again any of the icing sugar flavours. It is down to personal choice, but we're sticking with a cherry theme today. So we're doing chocolate cherry cocoa powder and black cherry icing sugar.
So you'll see it's curdled a little bit. If you want to, you could add a bit of the flour like I did last time, or you can just plonk the whole lot in. It really doesn't matter. So we're plonking in. We're using an 8-ounce mix, so we've done 8 ounces of margarine, 8 ounces of caster sugar, 4 eggs. Because we're making a chocolate cake, 6 ounces of self-raising flour and 2 ounces of cocoa powder. We're just going to chop that in. So this mustn't go back on the mixer until I say, so I'm going to chop it all in first, make sure it's all incorporated.
Nikki Shevlin is drinking chocolate lime hot chocolate.
Oh, she got some of our chocolate lime. I tell you, these do make delicious hot chocolate drinks. I tell you, they really do. I wonder if we'd be brave enough to have a chilli one.
You know, I think around Christmas I would.
Would you? Yeah.
Yeah, chocolate chilli with all
I mean,
marshmallows
I love the
on
chocolate
top.
chilli brownies and the chocolate
Yeah.
chilli cake. But I don't know whether I'd have the chocolate chilli drink. But you know,
And
we'll
the
have to
hot
give it a go.
chocolate, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to
I
give it
think
a go.
so.
Give it a go before John kicks it off the list. Right, so we're just slightly mixed in. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of cold boiled water. As I said before, I have been caught on the hot before and had to use boiling hot. We're going to put it on the mixer for less than 30 seconds. Okay? 20 really. Is anybody counting? Because I don't know where we're up to. There we go, that's it, done. So we've got our tins here. Karen's quickly cleaned them for me, which is brilliant. Let's get rid of all this rubbish here. And then we're going to use our spray release again. I just personally prefer this, it's just neater. And cakes just flop out the tin as well. So we're going to use our so you mustn't overbeat the mix. So I'm hoping that all you guys are watching this, so the next time you see somebody on the community throw in cocoa powder in the butter, you can laugh and say, well, I've done that myself, or I watched Carol show me how not to do it.
Yeah.
And when they say, doesn't work in cakes, you can say, well, actually, I've watched Carol's live, and this isn't the first live I've made using the sponges. Many of you have been following me for a long time and have watched me in the past, and you make sponges like it all the time. So, you know, it's not that it's a trick. It does work. It really is user error, and we all do have one of those days. I've had days where I've convinced myself everything I've done is right, and you know what? Maybe it's just a bad day. Who knows? Who knows? So we're going to share the mix between the 2 batters, between the 2 tins.
And Julie Lower has said she's never put water into her mixes. What purpose does it serve?
You don't have to. It's just something my grandma showed me to do. And my grandma used to use milk, if I'm fair, not water.
Yes, I use milk in my sponge.
Yeah, you know, so that's what she used to do. And then I went on a baking class with a lady local to me many years ago. She's a lovely lady, Linda from Buttercup Cakes, and she used water. So whereas I used milk, she used water. I don't think it makes any difference, but it just saves me getting milk out, really. So I just use water. So it just reminded me of what my grandma did. So it's entirely up to you. I think it does make the sponge lighter though. So are we all with us still? Are we enjoying this, by the way?
Absolutely, yeah.
How many of you got to come to the show to see us?
There's a few people saying that they were at the show, but if it, you know, it was just really busy, so they kind of hovered at the back of the crowd or
You couldn't
waving.
get near our stand, could you?
No.
I had so many people waving from the crowd,
Yeah.
going, hi Carol, hi Carol. So, and our stand is always very busy. We're very lucky to have such a good product. So I'm just going to get rid of some bits here and just sort the ovens out with Karen a minute. So Karen, what have we got that can come out of the oven? Hold on. So just hang on, guys. So how's our sponges doing? What went in first? Right, they need a little bit longer. Brownie needs a little bit longer. So I'm just going to put these 2 in the same oven as the brownies a minute. On that shelf. So they've had to go on the lower shelf in the oven because I've got 2 ovens going, but one's got chocolate brownies on, one's got the sponge in, and I'm not going to swap them over when the Victoria sponge is ready. So I'll just leave them to cook a little bit longer. So we've got quite a few things to do yet still anyhow. How long have we been going, by the way?
An hour. Bang on an hour.
Bang on an hour. Good. Yep, you can have that one. Thank you very much. Right, so, sorry, I've got to flick my hair again. So for those of you who are new to the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen, you know, I do touch my face because it's absolutely boiling in here. I've got a lot of lights on. I do flick my hair back, But you know, none of this food is going to be shoved through the screen for you guys to eat, and it's not for sale either. It's just for us in the kitchen who wants to eat it, or Laura's dad. So he's always happy. In fact, he's disappointed when we forget him. It also, Maria takes it home, or the lads at work take it. So don't worry if I've touched my hair. Do you know what it is? It's only what you do in your kitchen. This is not a professional one. So before you all start going, oh, there you go. So what am I making now? Buttercream, aren't I? So a lot of you guys bought nifty nozzles off me, the genuine Russian piping tips. Now, what is genuine Russian piping tips? Gentleman called Alexander in Russia. He designed the Russian piping tips, and they're his designs. That's the end of it. He designed them, and we've registered them here in Europe. We've got a patent pending in America as well. And basically it's about the brand, okay? So when you're buying something, try and follow a brand. You know, there's nothing worse when you think of a good idea and your next door neighbour copies you in the garden shed, makes it for cheap as chips, and then sells it when you've done everything the right way. So you'll see everything the right way to bring that product to market, and that's basically what Alexandra and I have done. So and also the quality of the nozzles are much better, the steel's much better. They've all our steel has been as classed as food grade steel, genuinely. There's countries abroad that you can actually write anything on, but nothing of it is genuine. And I'll say that out loud, I don't really care who listens. But you know, you need to see credible certificates. So what we're going to do is chop the butter in. We're going to make a kilo of icing sugar, buttercream. So I'm putting in 500 grams of butter. Any butter that you want. It doesn't matter whether you use salted butter or unsalted butter. It's down to personal choice. I always use unsalted. If you use salted butter, it takes the sweetness away. Now, there was a debate on the community group the other week, and I thought, you know, I started getting involved and I gave up. So some of you believe that salted butter makes it sweeter. No, salt can't make anything sweeter. Think about what you're saying. Salt takes the sweetness away. So if you're not big on something sweet, then use salted, or half and half, one slab of salted, one slab of unsalted, or in my case, I'm using unsalted. It's value butter. The shop that we've got today is Tesco's. But just in case anybody feels left out, you can use Morrison's, Sainsbury's, Waitrose, Aldi, Lidl, whatever company is out there. Do not be upset, you can use any butter, okay? And don't use margarine for the nifty nozzles. So when you're making the butter, people do come up to me and say, is there a secret recipe? Well, no, there isn't. It does depend on the time of the year. So in the summer, you only need butter and ice and sugar. In the winter, we'll add some water or condensed milk or milk. If you add water or condensed milk, the buttercream that you have left over will last as long as the best before date. Here, provided you keep it in the fridge. If you add fresh milk, then you can only keep it for a few days. Can you freeze buttercream? Absolutely. So we're going to make enough for our cake. So we're going to put in 500 grams of butter. When I can get the mixing bowl back on the mixer. There we go. So I've got to give this a really good beat. When you put your butter on, okay, this is the time to beat the living daylights out of your butter. So it's yellow. Can you see this on the camera there, Laura? Yeah. Can you see how yellow it is? Or
yeah.
It's become yellow. Okay, and we're going to beat this until it's white and fluffy. Yeah. So while you have a little look at that. So we're going to beat this till it's light and fluffy. So I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to prepare the nozzles, okay? So the nozzles of choice today is we're going to use the Big Mama. Now it's actually not called a Big Mama. I called it that simply because it's a leaf tip and it's the biggest one. So just so that you can see. You see how big that bad boy is?
A bit, yeah.
Yeah. So it's the Wilton 366, And I call it the Big Mama because there's a little tiny one. I don't know whether I've got it out, the little one. Yeah, I may not have got it out, but there's a very small one for 352, okay? So we're going to use this one. Now, a lot of you bought the bundle deal, the 10 bundle deal, and in that bundle deal was a nozzle called Blaze. And some of you got it in your gold box as well. So you've got Blaze in your gold box, and it's a nozzle there. You just have a look. It's a nozzle there that's not our most popular nozzle, but I will tell you it's very pretty when you use it, okay? And then we're also going to use the 5-petal tulip, yeah? And that was in your nozzle box, in your nozzle bag as well. So if you bought the 10 bundle at Cake and Bake and Cake International, those were there, okay? Now those were show bundles, and not on the website. They were bundle deals at the show. So when you're cutting your bags for your nozzles, are we in the right image there, Laura? Yeah. So when you're cutting your bags for your nozzles, just snip there, yeah? So just snip so that it's in line with the bag. You don't want to cut the bag up here. So sorry I've got to shout over the buttercream, but I want to give the butter a really good beat. And then you're going to press your nozzle so it just pops out the bag, yeah? That's all we're going to do. Ah. There you go, Karen found the 352. You see it? Yeah. So now you know why I call this the Big Mama, because it's the mama to the baby one. So 352, 366. Hold on, Karen. So let's see how our buttercreams do it. You can see our butter's getting whiter. We're going to just scrape down. So can you see the colour change there? It's getting whiter. Now, if you do want to make this whiter, there's other products that you can add, okay? So you can add a whitening product, which is done by Sugar Flare. We sell that on our website. Or also you can use a gel that we have, which is called Snow White by the Fractal Colours. And let me just dig it out. Have I got it here? I'll tell you where it is. Is that the Fractal Colours? No, that's not. Okay, it's probably with all my show stuff. I didn't think to bring it in actually, but it's probably in my other room there. But we've got a gel there called Snow White, and that is great for just use it like colouring, and then instead of like making your buttercream pink, you're actually making it white, and it's brilliant. So I think if I just pop this over here, you'll see the two colours. I think you can see the two. Can you see the two colours? Okay, so that means we need to do it a little bit longer, yeah? Okay, so this is just 500 grams of butter. So all we've done is scrape down, and we're going to beat the living daylights out of this before we chop in our icing sugar. And put that back on. Give that another go. I'm just going to have a drink of my cold coffee. So Maria's going to have to freeze herself. I've had to open the door. I am so hot. So let me just check my cakes as well. You see Maria's wrapped up with a polo jumper on, can't you? You've seen them. So there's my Carol, it was on the top of one of the cake stands before. Out the brownie. So can you see, let's just turn this off. So can you see when you make the brownie, it's risen, Yeah, so that's ready now, and you know it's ready because it started to crack all over. Okay, so what will happen as that cools down, it'll start to sink, and it'll look like this when it's sank. Yeah, and you can either eat it fresh, nice and warm, which is the way we like it, don't we, girls? Or you can put it in the fridge, and it's delicious when it's been in the fridge, and take it out the next day. But wait for it to go cool first. So do we like that?
We do, and you could also make some ice cream with the flavoured icing sugars to go with it.
Yeah, you could, absolutely. Get you, Laura. Get you, Laura. Right, not going to talk about flavoured ice cream now because we had enough of that all summer.
No.
It was delicious. And who made flavoured ice cream with the icing sugars? We all did here, and oh my God. I never ate any other ice cream from anywhere else, but I just couldn't stop going to the fridge. It's so bad. Even John couldn't stop going to the freezer getting it. Not the fridge, the freezer. Even John couldn't stop going getting it. It was delicious. So let us know if you made the ice cream. And if you did, guys, if you've not made it, go over to our recipe site. It's the easiest ice cream recipe ever. So let me just go and put this to cool.
I think I might do that. I always get roped into doing dessert for Christmas Day. I always do. We always buy Christmas puddings because it always goes to waste because only one or two of us like
I
it.
love Christmas pudding.
So I might do a chocolate cherry brownie with salted caramel ice cream.
Yes.
Or
Love
chocolate
Christmas
coconut brownie.
Let me just see. I've sent Karen in there looking for the fractal colours, but they could be anywhere at the moment, couldn't they? I've sent her in there looking for them just so you can have this white one. Did you find them? No.
Yeah.
We're just saying we sent you in there. The thing is, when we come back from a show, everything's dumped everywhere. So let's get this up now. So we've got the buttercream nice and white. The brownies are out of the oven, Karen. I'm going to take the sponges out in a second.
Julie Crompton says, don't mention the ice cream. I made
know.
loads.
And I do believe your flavour choice, Julie, was the lemon and elderflower, if I remember right. So when I bake, I always bake on a lower heat as well. So I know some of you bake on 180, some of you bake on 170, 160. I always bake on 150. So it takes a little bit longer, my bakes, but I just like to bake it slow and even. And I find I get not the biggest rise on my cake because I don't really like trimming off all that cake. I like to just keep it so it's we get all the cake. We're not chucking half out to the birds. So you should be able to see how lovely and white that is now. Yeah?
Yeah.
And if you want it whiter, you can add some colouring in shortly. So what we're going to do now is we've got 500 grams of plain icing sugar. So we're going to add this to the mix. Because with our flavoured icing sugars, some people like to dilute them. Personally, I like them full strength. But I do understand budgets and everything else, okay, people want to make them go further, so they dilute. I do think if you are using the Russian Pipe and Tips Nifty Nozzles, then maybe dilute as well because you're putting a hell of a lot of buttercream onto your cake. So, you know, you don't want it over intense. So we're going to dilute. So you'll see that I'm just chopping the sugar in. And you'll see that I chop it in rather than put it on the mixer because we don't want to have a massive big icing cloud and Maria can't see through a camera ever again. And Laura disappears and Karen wonders where we've all gone. So there we go. So that's the first half chopped in. And if Jenny's still walking, if Jenny is still watching, she made the best buttercream this year. The best buttercream at the show. I was so pleased. So we're using flavour of choice, 500 grams of the black cherry. So that's 500 grams of the plain and 500 grams of black cherry. Because remember I said, and 500 grams of butter. Because do you remember I said, so good. Good, isn't it? So remember I said we're making a large amount because we're using it for in the middle of the cake and we're using it for the tips as well. So I'm just going to chop this in.
Karen Naylor says she's still got 7 different flavours of ice cream in her freezer.
I do think with that heat wave this year, it went a bit manic. It was a bit, everybody was going crazy for it, weren't they?
It was because we just wanted to try every flavour.
Yeah, exactly.
Once we'd done one, we knew how good it was. We
And
just had to do another one.
I know, and you know what was good? You were all doing things as well and adding to it, like the salted caramel. You were adding little caramel nuggets to it.
Yeah.
And some of you were doing chocolate and adding chocolate chips to it. And freeze-dried raspberries and strawberries. You were doing that. It was great, great to see. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to scrape off my spatula. So I hope you're enjoying this demo. Are you? Are we keeping a good crowd up,
Yeah,
Laura?
we are. We've got loads of positive comments, and this is what we say all the time. We really appreciate people watching. It is a free tutorial, you know, it's very, very rare that this happens. It's a free, probably 2 hours most of the time. You know, even on a Thursday, we will probably creep up to 2 hours again today. And you can watch it back at any point on the YouTube channel. Make sure when you do watch it on YouTube, you subscribe to YouTube, and then you won't miss anything when we do any new uploads. Also the Facebook page, there's loads of hints and tips. The community page is fantastic. I'm not sure how many members we're on. We've got to be up to about 14,000 so far. But again, loads of hints and tips of what people are baking, and it's just a really good opportunity to share ideas between each other as well. If you've got questions about a cake that you're doing, you're upcoming, you know, not sure of ideas or what products to use, it's just a great way of getting loads of different opinions.
So guys, the cakes are ready, okay. So the Victoria sponge that we made earlier, yeah, with the flavoured icing sugars. Karen's just taken one out the oven, 2 out the oven, okay. So you can see they've not overgone round the side, they're not crispy. What they're doing is exactly what they should do. They're slightly coming away from the side of the pan. That tells you that they're baked, okay. So we're going to leave them to cool, and I'll decorate them up later on this afternoon, but we're going to do the one that I did earlier before. So I'm just going to get Karen to take those away, and then when the chocolate ones are done, ooh, Karen. Really? So just showing us some clever tricks there in the kitchen. So when she is ready to do the chocolate ones, we'll get those. So we've chopped in our bag of icing sugar. So I'm just going to put in 2 tablespoons of cooled boiled water, so you'll see that it's melting the butter straight away, okay, because I really want our butter to be nice and soft. So I do say this on the Nifty Nozzles class and at the lives, at the shows. I cringe when I hear you all say that the buttercream has to be firm. No, it has to be medium to soft, okay. Now, I will say, we did one class in the summer, and I did put Trex in it because I thought I'd give it a go with the Trex, and it made it really sloppy, and we had a bad time with that. And it turns out I'd actually done the wrong recipe. So I've just gone back to butter. It's what I'm happy with. So what's clicking on the bowl? Right. So it's what I'm happy with. So just butter and icing sugar, and it needs to be medium to soft, okay? So not soft, but definitely not firm. So when I hear people saying they put it in the fridge for 20 minutes, we need to know where in the world you are, because if you're in a hot country, then you know what, fair enough, that's right. And you know, if you're having a heat wave here for the first time in England for a long time, then you know what, maybe fair enough. But generally, no you don't. And I'd probably say 99.9% you do not need to put it in the fridge. Your buttercream needs to be spreadable. So what we'll do is, I'm just going to up the ante now, give it a really good beat. And then we're going to colour it up. So once you beat the living daylights out of your butter, and you've added your sugar, okay, do not beat the butter and the icing sugar for any longer than 30 seconds, okay? I used to beat the living daylights out of the butter and the sugar all the time, and I've got to be honest, I never had any problems. Now and again, I did think it was grainy, okay? And some of you guys have thought that as well, and I found out what the problem is. It's not our sugars, it's never been our sugars, it can't be our sugar, it's all sugars, okay? And it's down to overbeating. So now only beat the living daylights out of your butter, okay, till it's nice and white, and then chop your icing sugar in, and don't beat for any longer than 30 seconds. In fairness, it does make me laugh when people say it's grainy, because the only way you can feel it's grainy is if you do that, then you do that. Grainy that, okay? But to be fair, once you slap it on a cake or you use your nifty nozzles, let me just go and wash my hands, or you use your nifty nozzles, you're never going to know it's grainy. So I'm never really sure what people are going on about really. But it's not the sugar, it's any sugar, yeah?
I had a conversation with a lady actually at Cake International who was asking my advice about her buttercream going grainy, and I said, oh, I think you've beat it for too long. And she said, yeah, but the butter wasn't soft enough. I said, well then beat your butter first. Yeah. And she's like, oh, of course. Why didn't I think of that?
Your butter must always be room temperature. It's got to be soft. Don't take it straight from the fridge and then try to beat it. So, you know, if you forget to leave it out overnight, or it's still rock hard in the morning when you come to use it, or later that day, then pop it in the microwave for 10 seconds. Just soften it up. But you must beat the living daylights out of the butter first on its own until it goes lovely and white, and then add your sugar, and then no more than 30 seconds after that. But even, as I say, if it is grainy, it won't be grainy on the cakes.
No.
Yeah. So we've got the sponge cakes here.
Don't burn your finger like that.
No. So we've now got the chocolate Victoria sponge cakes out the oven. They've rose nicely. Karen's took them out. Yeah, they are coming away from the sides. I like to wait until they have actually come away. You know, sometimes you can put a tester in and they say they're cooked. I like to wait till I can actually see them coming away from the sides. But these will be absolutely fine. Okay, so there you go, chocolate cakes. They're not crispy, they're not popped, they're not sinking.
They're beautiful.
Yeah,
lovely
and that's
fluffy.
using the cocoa powders, and they smell gorgeous.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah, so we're just going to put that there. And then we're going to make 2 bowls of colour. So this is for our buttercream, because we are going to sort out the sort out our nozzles. So there we go. So let's put in some pink in this one. So we're going to use the Colour Splash range today. We have 2 ranges here at Sugar and Crumbs that we absolutely love. We have 3 actually, because we have the Pro Gel as well. But the range that we use, this is a very economical range, this one. And just let me get some spatulas a moment. Spatula, sorry. Hello. So this Colour Splash range is a very economical range. So I'm just going to show you the colour. Always put less is more, but as I know I want a deep pink, I've actually put quite a bit in because I really want this to be a lovely pink. Now, how you do your colour, you can do it so it's solid, or you can actually just marble it like that and drop it in the bag like that. It looks just as good, just dropping it in like that. So I'm just going to pass this one to Laura, because Laura's going to mix it for me. Okay, and then we're going to do a pistachio colour. So we're just going to do the pistachio, again with the Colour Splash range. I love this pistachio green. We do various bundles on the website. I should have put them in the wish list, and I'll put them in afterwards actually. So we do sell the colours individually, and then I do a 10 bundle of the Colour Splash, and I do the whole set. So I'll make sure that we put them on the wish list afterwards. So anything you want to buy today, you can pop over to the Sugar and Crumbs website, very easy, sugarandcrumbs.co.uk. So let's mix this in. .co.uk, and then at the top of the page it says Facebook Lives current month, and if you drop down you've got me, and you've also got Louisa, who was here on Monday. You've got previous months if you want to go back and look over other ones, and you can watch all the videos straight as soon as we finish. This will be pinned to the top of our page, or you can go over to YouTube tomorrow afternoon and it'll be on the YouTube page.
Probably next week for YouTube.
Will it? Oh right, okay, no worries. Oh yeah, because we haven't got time today, have we? Sorry. No, it will be next week. So when you do your buttercream, if it's wholly, don't keep beating it, just paddle it. So can you see there? Karen, just get us one of those fake cakes for me, please. So I have some cakes that I call my diet cakes, but they're fake cakes. So they're just little foamy cakes. So just so that you can see the consistency, this is the
Can you
consistency
go
I
up a
want.
bit, please?
You
Thank
should
you.
be able to just spread it just like margarine. Yeah, so that's the consistency we want for the buttercream. Yeah, good. Put that to one side. Are we ready?
Yep.
Super duper. So we have got white, we've got pink. So I'm just going to move this mixture out of the way because we don't need it anymore. Let me just get this out of the way. You can leave that there if you want. I'm just going to move that out of the way. Let's take that over there. Right, I can put my buttercream here. Okay. Thanks. So we've got this lovely pink, we've got this lovely pistachio, and we've got white. So what's up, everything okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to have that in a second. And then that turntable up the top of there, Laura, that would do nicely. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill our leaf nozzle first.
Sorry, we didn't catch that then.
Did we not?
No.
Forgot. So we're going to fill our big mama first.
Up a bit. That's it.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Super. So what we're going to do is, I like to hold the bag over my hand, yeah? And then I like to get the buttercream in. You can do it all green if you want to, but I like to
Just
do
while you're
this.
saying that, hi Trish, yes, this is live.
Yeah.
She wasn't sure if she was watching a live or she was re-watching an old one.
No,
but
no.
hello,
We're
this
here.
is live.
We're live in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen, here in Stockport.
She's from Australia, so she wasn't sure if she'd got the time difference right.
Yeah. So you'll see, can you see what I've done there? Yeah? And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drip a big layer of this pink right down the centre. Yeah? So that's my leaf tip then. Okay. Then we're going to do our tulip. This is our 5-petal tulip. So anybody who's watching, these are the genuine Russian piping tips. The quality of these tips are far better than any copy out there, okay? So, and guys, you know, you guys on the community, you guys who are following us, if you've not joined our community page yet, do join our community page. We have a community page called Sugar and Crumbs, all about cake. There's a few rules on there, please read them. It's to help promote our business. So when you're on there promoting everybody else's business, will you please have some respect and promote mine? I see so many of you saying things about, and you can actually buy them off our shop. I'm very price competitive over nearly everything that we sell. So please consider it is my page, it is my community group, and I'd really like you to support our company if you're on there. So do refresh yourself with some of the rules. So you'll see I put white in the middle there. Okay, we do live tutorials to help promote our page. That's what it's all about. So please, if you see anybody else promoting anybody else, just give them a nudge and remind them whose page it is. I'm sure Tesco's wouldn't be happy if I walked in there now and said to them, can all of you nip over the road to Sainsbury's? I'm sure they'd be very unhappy, okay? And I'm sure if you had a bathroom fitting shop or a kitchen shop or a cake decorating shop and we all ran in and said go and buy from them up the road, you wouldn't be happy. And that's the same with me with my community group. I built the community group because I'm trying to encourage our small business. So if you can just respect that, that would be absolutely super. Yeah, that's all I ask. So I've got that nozzle ready now. And then you'll see that I'm just going to use 3 nozzles. So a leaf nozzle, I'm going to use one of the extra large nozzles. Okay, and this one is Blaze. It's absolutely lovely. So all we're doing is a thin coat. So the thicker the coat that you want, the more that you'll keep the colour just on the inside. But here, so I'm just going to mix that in as well. So just going to drop all this pink in the middle because that's where we want it. So can you see how lovely and soft this butter is? Sorry, I really need some help. Somebody, can you just hold that bowl there, Karen? Sorry. He's being a slippy little devil. I just need to get him out. You can put your bag into a piping glass, but I just like to hold them. So there you go, that's it. Yeah. So have you enjoyed the sponges? Have you enjoyed making them?
Which colour do you want?
Thinking about them?
Mm.
So goody good. Right, just 1 second. So I'm going to get the sponges here. Just let me get a cake board. 1 second, Karen. I will be with you.
Do you want the vanilla or the...
I'm going to have one of each, so I'm not bothered. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a bit of buttercream on our drum there. And as you know, we made the sponges before. Okay, these are the ones that I made this morning using the flavoured icing sugar. Nothing wrong with them. They're lovely and light, cooked through, you know, no sinking, no nothing, okay? So we're just going to put that one on there. We're going to get some jam. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just going to put some buttercream on actually. Just going to put some buttercream on. I like to bake on a low heat, and then that way I don't have to trim off anything. Now you can put your buttercream on here any way you want. If you want to do fancy swirls, if you want to slap it on like I'm slapping it on, you can do that. It really doesn't matter. Again, it's down to personal choice. Yeah. So if you want to do all your little swirls, all your little blobs, feel free to do that. So we're going to have a chocolate one. So we're going to put a chocolate one on the top.
This is going to be the best cake ever.
That's it. The best cake ever. Are we having this instead? So what we're going to do is we're going to use the jam on this.
A piece of it.
Okay. So, well, there's plenty of cake for you lot to take home. It's not staying here. John and I are on diets again.
So am I.
Hey?
So am I.
I know it's. There's 3 of us on a diet here, but Maria, but she's not taking all this lot home. Let me tell you. Okay. So
this is our treat.
This is treat day.
Yeah.
Monday's treat day. Thursday treat day, isn't it?
And Monday, Tuesday.
And Monday treat day.
And weekends don't count anyway.
So you can put buttercream and jam on if you want to, but we're not going to here. I'm just going to put plenty of jam on here. That'll do. Yeah.
So a nice cup of tea coming.
Yeah. So can I. We're going to have this afterwards. We'll get Maria to take a picture. So we're just going to put this next one on. Okay. And then we're going to get the buttercream again. We don't need the jam anymore because we're only doing it with the one thingy of jam. So you can put it any way you want. You can put buttercream and jam on every layer if you want, but I just like to do it this way. So again, how you decorate your cake is personal choice. I'm not saying this is the right way, it's just the way I'm choosing to do it today. I have to keep saying that because some people just get on the little high horse. Don't know why. Don't need to. It's cake. As long as it tastes good, what does it matter? Right, so which way should we go with that? No, we'll just go with that way as well. So we'll do the top. Doesn't that look great, that?
Yes.
Hey, what do we think?
Very nice.
Yeah? So I've got a clean cloth, don't worry, it's not the one I've been wiping my hands on the whole time. Karen's been keeping them clean.
Marie won't like that cake.
No, I don't think so.
What I will say is it smells frigging gorgeous.
Maria, this
Doesn't
isn't
it?
for you. You won't like
Doesn't it
it.
smell good? Yeah. So that's this bad boy. So we're here, so can you see this, yeah?
Just about. It's
Just
that
about.
tall.
Hey?
It's that tall.
Yeah, well actually I can take it off here now, to be fair. Let's take it off so you can see it. Just give you that there. Right, so do we like it, guys? How's it
Beautiful.
going? Right, I need a piping bag now.
Are you sure? Because you're going to pipe on it. It's easier for you to go on the turntable.
No, it's all right. I can manage.
I can adjust.
I can manage. Don't worry. I'll work to the camera. Hiya. Gardener's just walked past. Sneaking past. There he is. Here being for a bit of cake afterwards. He's not had any cake for ages, him. We've not done any lives in here for ages, have we? Not when the gardener's been here. Have you just whizzed the audience round or are they over there?
They're on you.
Maria's doing a bit of a sort
Jiggery.
out.
Pokery.
She's trying to lift the camera up.
Yeah,
So,
just so it can get a full view.
yeah.
Don't miss anything then.
So you'll see that I'm just, let me just get all this buttercream out of here. Do you like it?
Lynn Burgess said, looks like Maria's mouth is watering. Trust me, Lynn, all our mouths are watering in here. We've got the
Smells so
smell
good,
of the
doesn't it?
kitchen alone, without looking at the cake going up, you know, being stacked and everything like that.
So we're just going to put the top on here. Get a bit out there. In fact, I am going to need the turntable because they're going to want to
It's
see
all right.
me use the
Yeah.
nozzles, aren't
Yeah,
they?
that's what I
So
thought.
how should we make that bigger
No,
then?
it's okay. You go. That's why we've got the platform now. So,
Is that going to be high enough?
yep, don't worry. I'll adjust
Alright.
the camera angle.
Alright, okay. So what we're going to do is you don't need to lift it up just yet. So you'll notice I've got a bag here with no nozzles, just with white buttercream in. Done that? So we're just going to cut the end off there. And of course round here, if you want to make it nice, you could do a dam, you could do little drops, couldn't you? You could do all sorts of pretty things. But as you know, I'm very much a rustic girl. This is a Sunday cake, this. This is a cake when the whole family are coming round and you're going to be making a lovely Sunday cake. That's all that matters, okay? So we're on here and then we'll get the turntable back again so that you can see. And then we'll just use the nozzles now. So we're going to use the 5-petal tulip. So just let me just smudge that over there. Are we okay?
Yep.
Right. In fact, I'll use Blaze first. Hiya, Michael. Oh, cracky, they're all walking past. We're live, Michael. Leave our door open. We're happy. Right. So the dog walker's walking past now with the dogs. So let's just start here. So where can you see? Can you see there,
Yeah.
Laura? So you must put your nozzle onto the cake. And I always get scared when I do the first one, especially when we're live. So the nozzle must go onto the cake. This is the extra large. You squeeze, you come up 1 centimetre, you relax, you come off. We're going to go here, squeeze, we relax, you come off. We're going to go inside, squeeze, relax, you come off. Squeeze, you relax, you come off. We're just going to keep alternating it and it's taking the pressure off. We'll just do one there. We'll do one there. I'll get you to see the tops in a minute. So can you see that okay,
Yeah,
everybody?
the colours are beautiful as
Yeah.
they're coming through.
So do you want to have a look, see what they look like, the top nozzle, Laura? Can you lift that camera up?
Yeah,
You
just
can see?
glaring on the light a little bit, that's all.
Yeah. So this nozzle is called Blaze. So we'll just use the rest of the buttercream in there. And then let's see what else we can get out of here. Let's see if I can get a bit more out of here.
I love how
So
quickly this comes
injection.
together.
So we'll just do the injection squeeze. And then we'll just do the last injection squeeze there. There we go. Then we're going to use the 5-petal tulip. And we're just going to squeeze, relax. Sometimes they do come up a bit iffy at first, so just 1 second. Relax. And we're just going to go on all the way around. Are you liking it?
Lovely. Yeah, loads. Love hearts and thumbs up, guys.
I just hope I have enough.
Let us know
That's a
what
sucker.
you think.
That's called a sucker, that one. Okay, because I suckered him off. So, that didn't sound very good, did it? That wasn't good terminology there, was it? Crikey, I need to sort out my terminology. Hey? Crikey. Sorry.
Iris is watching.
Hiya, Mum.
So, I don't think I've got enough buttercream. Don't worry. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Now's the time to panic. Here we go. So I haven't got enough buttercream, so I'm just going to have to go in here. Let's take that bit out. Sorry. I thought I had enough buttercream, but I haven't taken into account what I'm using for my cake. But don't worry, we will manage it. Even if I only get half this cake done, at least you know where we are. So we're just going to go here. Right, wait a minute. Oh, on my face. Right, okay, so I haven't got enough buttercream here. Let's just do the front of my cake. Just stop it there, Maria, please. So I haven't got enough to go around here. Sorry, Maria. Because So if you wait, Maria, you can film that afterwards. So let's do the leaves on. So we're just going to do some leaves, which will pull it together. Can you see how it's coming together?
It's so effective.
So Maria's trying to turn the cake round on me, and I don't want her to because I can't finish it.
Just on the best side.
Yeah, I want you lot to see the best side. She'll have to film the rest afterwards when we finish it off. So, because I haven't got enough buttercream. I've done a kilo of buttercream thinking... A minute. How's that look, Laura?
Beautiful.
Does that look right?
It's absolutely amazing, Carol.
Let's see if we've got enough here.
Yeah.
There we go. Right, guys. I can't finish the rest of the cake. Sorry, that's what I was trying to hide from Maria. So now she can get a camera on it now.
Amazing.
I love that blaze nozzle.
Yeah.
Do you know what, Will? I've got enough pink in here. Just hold on now. There's enough pink in here now for me to... Actually, I might be able to just get this out, actually. Just hold on 1 second. Yeah, it hasn't got enough pink in it. That's the problem. It's because it's gone white. Let's see if we can get that last one out. Just 1 second. We might just do it, guys. We might just do it.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, in fact, I think we're just going to do it. I think we've just got enough out. Sorry, Maria. She's going to have to make a 1-minute video now, not getting it all in, but we're nearly there. What do we think? Are we liking it?
Lovely.
I think we've just got the end there. Taste the buttercream. Tastes good.
It does taste good, doesn't it?
Just got to, haven't you? Nobody else is eating it but us, are they?
It's got a gorgeous cherry taste to it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Right, there we go.
Fabulous.
There we go. So, anybody got any questions?
No, just lots of positive
Quite
comments.
happy?
Yeah.
Good. All right then, that's what we're happy. So, what we've made today then, anybody who's been watching, we have made a chocolate cake with our flavoured cocoa powders. So for you guys who didn't know we did cocoa powders, and we've learned a valuable thing these last few weeks, I put them in your gold boxes, you've picked them up off Hobbycraft shelves, and you've just thought it was icing sugar. So we've realised, I know I'm going to do it, we've realised we've got to talk more to you about our cocoa powders. So we do chocolate orange, chocolate coconut and chocolate cherry, and we've used chocolate cherry today, okay? We've also used black cherry flavoured icing sugar to make the sponge of our cake. Now look how lovely this is. These two sponges, these two white ones, was an 8-ounce mix to make two sandwich tins. So we did an 8-ounce mix, divided it between two 8-inch sandwich tins. We did two chocolate cherry ones to make divided between two tins as well, and we've made a kilo of buttercream, and we've just got enough on there as well. I didn't take into account what was in the layers there. So are you happy? Who's going to make this on Sunday? Because I would really love to see you guys making this on Sunday. So just before we go, it is Remembrance Sunday. And I did say I'll quickly show you how to do this stencil. I don't know if any of you bought this stencil, but it is absolutely lovely. It's from Patchwork Cutters, and Marion is in on Monday. It's beautiful if you just want to sit there and be a bit therapeutic and do some cupcake toppers, or if you want to put them on the side of your cake and we'll just have a little play with them. So are we happy with this, Laura? Is everyone happy?
Yeah.
So
it's beautiful, looks so pretty. It looks beautiful. Yeah.
So what we want.
Angela Blagg, who's on your course on Saturday.
Ah, right. Hello, Angela.
So she can't wait for Saturday to come round.
Right, okay then, that's great. So, well, I'll be seeing you then on Saturday. I've got a Nifty Nozzles class on Saturday. It was full and now it's half full. For some reason, half the people have had to transfer to another date. So I don't know what's going on, but I don't know whether that's to do with Remembrance Sunday or what this weekend. So we've got a half class this weekend. So it'd be quite nice to teach to less people, in fairness. So I'm just going to take this off and pop this here. So we'll get that out the way there. Thank you, Karen, you're doing a great job. So, great job. So we've got our chocolate brownies here on that cake. Now we're just going to quickly do this. So what time is it, Laura?
Almost 10 to.
Right, we've got 10 minutes just to do this. So we're going to use the Fractal colours. We're going to use these are called the Fundustic range. So Fractal do 3 range of colours. In fact, they do 4 or 5. They do the Flow Air, which is for the airbrush. They do the which is their matte colours. They do the Shimmer for the airbrush, which is their metallic colours, which are stunning. They do the Dust, which is called Fundustic. These are the matte colours. They do a full range. I think there's about 50 colours. They're beautiful, but we're going to use these 3 colours. They do the Sue Pearl colours, which are the glitters, which if Laura gives you a quick ping over there,
yep,
you'll be able to see the glitters. Ooh, that's your OCD going in there, Maria, isn't it? Eh? So, did you see that then, Maria? Crikey, get you. You've been working with me too long, you have. I tell you. So, for those of you who didn't see it, I didn't have them coordinated in with the colour, so Maria changed them so they were lined up right. So, here we go. So, what we're going to do is we're going to roll out some sugar paste. And the sugar paste I'm using, I'm well impressed with that cake. Can't wait till we have a slice. Can't you? We're having a right scoffless lot afterwards, aren't we? So we're using Karen Davies sugar paste, and there's some more. We're using Karen Davies sugar paste. The reason I like using this sugar paste, it's got Tylo in it, so it's quite firm, but you can use normal sugar paste and just add some Tylo to it if you wish. Okay, Karen does 2 flavours. It's on our website as well. And she does marshmallow and vanilla. Now look at that, that just looks like, what's that stuff that you buy? That, is it marshmallow? Is it marshmallow? It's not marshmallow, is it? What is it when you buy it?
In a tub.
Nougat. Nougat.
Oh, nougat.
Looks like nougat,
yeah,
doesn't it?
Does, yeah.
Lovely. Just 1 second. Right. So Karen, just blend that together a minute, just so I can wash my hands a minute, 1 minute. Constantly washing your hands in here, aren't you? So, there we go. Super. So, do you know when I talk to you guys and I always say there's user error? Well, we had a user error experience this morning. So, I rolled these out and I rolled these out and I said to Laura, because we've never done them before, so I said to Laura, do we paint them on or dust them on? So that's us putting the stencil on, dusting, and that's us adding some dipping solution, rejuvenated gin or whatever it is you want to use, and painting. So I found that it went under the stencil. So, usual Carol style, doesn't read anything, very much like the Sugar and Crumbs customers. Don't read all the instructions first. So, and Laura said, no, Carol, we've done it wrong. This is the way we need to do it. So let's just move those off there. Pardon?
You've got a rolling pin.
I've got a rolling pin, yeah. So this is the way we need to do it. So I just put my stencil on the top. These green boards we sell on our website as well. They're great. You don't have to grease them up. They're lovely. So, so what we're going to do, so I just put the stencil, can you see the stencil there? So I just put the stencil and then I painted over it. But you don't do that when we read the instructions. You do this. Yeah. And you pull that off and then that becomes embossed.
I think you leave it on.
Oh, do we? Right, okay.
Sorry.
Just do that again. So, you didn't give me all the instructions, Laura. Okay, Laura, I was thinking how I'm going to paint that. I was about ready to have a meltdown then. Crikey. So anyhow, we've done it my way. We've done it half as per the instructions. Now let's do it as per the instructions. Now, Laura.
So read the instructions before you have a go.
Like anything. On your cocoa powders, read the instructions. Right, what have I done with the thing now? Let's see here. So we're going to squash it in and then we're going to paint. Is that right, Laura?
Yeah.
Whoever? Anybody?
Anyone?
So we've already had a little bit of red in here before, so I'm just going to re-wet it. That's what we're going to do. I've got to take my glasses off for this one, girls. Might have to put a bit more. Who's in here, Maria? Me or you? Hey, I don't think I've got enough weight. Well, just wait a minute, Maria. So I don't think I've got enough red in there. Just 1 second. So let's put the red dust in. So I did say to you on Monday, if you want this, get it bought. It's so lovely, but in fairness, she does loads of pretty flowers. So what we're going to do then is, so let me just see the, oh, that's much better. Yeah, of course it is. Why do we not think of doing it that way before, Laura? Right.
Laura didn't read the instructions right.
Laura didn't read. I know we have to blame Laura, don't we?
Well, actually, I've got some stencils at home that I've never used, but now I
you know how to use them. I've actually done one bit wrong anyhow, so I can see straight away what I've done wrong. So, can you see?
Yes.
What can you see that I've done wrong?
The red one. Green.
You would be a clever git, you would be, wouldn't you? You would know. You let me carry on. So, I'm going to put that in there. That's the black in there. Yeah, change your brush. And then we're just going to pop a bit of green in there. So we're very normal here in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. We're not professionals or anything like that. We just like to have a go. And you know, we like to have a go with all the products that we sell and like. So that's what we're doing. Just made the green.
To be fair, Kat, the instructions are on the pack. We just didn't read them.
And Kat's got them as well. She's got these. So I'm just...
Kat said, I just dusted with a brush, but this way is better. Well,
yeah.
We're not on our own then when we don't read the instructions.
You'll see I'm just going over here because this is the bit I painted red before, so hopefully I'm going to get enough green on it. Yeah, Kat's bought these actually. You should know, Kat, you should have been telling us. You should have realised what we were mucking up this morning. So we're just going to paint over there. There we go. And then we're going to have the magic moment of peeling off.
Oh, look how much better that is.
Crikey, we're good at this, Laura. Look at that. So it took us 3 attempts. And then you're going to cut off your cupcake topper. There's your cupcake topper. And have we got any buttercream left for a cake?
That's gorgeous.
It's quite thick, that, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's
it's quite thick, that. So
really
how lovely
nice.
is that? So what we did here, we just dusted on. So this morning when we didn't know what we were doing, I put the stencil on the top and just held it and dusted on, okay? I can't, it looks blurred to me and realise I've got no glasses on.
It is blurred.
Yeah. So I just dusted on. I said to Laura, oh, the powder went under the stencil. And then we put the stencil on and held it. I held it and painted it. And I saw the paint run underneath it. And then we read the instructions. It's amazing when you read the instructions what happens. So we read the instructions and look at that. It was perfect. It's absolutely brilliant. I'm well chuffed. So anyhow, I hope you've enjoyed today's live. Do enjoy Remembrance Sunday. Think of all those, it's 100 years ago. Can you believe it? So it's a special day on Sunday for Poppy Day. Let's have a day of quiet and thinking back and thinking of those that we've lost. And on Monday, come back to us on Monday. We're here doing a live at 8 o'clock with Laura and Marie in the kitchen. I'm not sure whether Karen wants to come and join us or not.
I think I just might do.
Yeah.
Ooh, come
So-
in shot, Karen. You're not in shot.
Yeah, come and shop. So we will have Marion from Patchwork Cutters here on Monday. She's got loads of lovely things to show you. This is one of her stencils. She's got loads of pretty flower stencils. And then, as I say, on Thursday, I am going to be back and I will be making shortbread biscuits with the flavoured icing sugars, which we absolutely love. And I think we'll use a couple of Karen Davies moulds, and I think we'll use a couple of these Wilton cutters as well, because Karen Davies moulds are perfect for the cookies. And then next Monday we've got our celebrity guests. So we are really excited. We've got 2 celebrities in the kitchen. I bet you're dying to know, but we can't tell you just in case you don't show up.
So yeah.
Then it's me and you, Karen. Well, we're celebrities, aren't we? So just in case they don't show up, but fingers crossed, we've got it all sorted. Everything's done. It's a lovely treat for you for Christmas. So we've got 2 celebrity guests in on the 19th. And then on the 22nd is Laura, my daughter. And on the 26th, we've got Karen Davies. So that's for the November Facebook Lives. And then I don't know what we're doing in December. We have got things booked in, but we'll talk about that nearer the time. So anything you want tonight, pop over to our wish list on www.sugarandcrumbs.co.uk. And please, if you make anything I've showed you, share your bakes. And also, if you see anybody who's not had a great time with the sugar or they've made a mistake, point them to this live or tell them you've seen the live. You know, where's them cakes, Karen? Let's quickly show them again. I'm chuffed with that. I act surprised, don't I? So there we go. There's our chocolate cakes. Let me just pop that there. That we made with the cocoa powders. And there we go. They're a bit soft because they've just come out of the oven. There you go. Nice and moist. There's our Victoria sponges. Oh, God, do you want to take them out of the way? There's our Victoria sponges. So you can see, just made with the chocolate ones was made with the cocoa powders. These were made with the icing sugars. Yeah. So these are the fresh ones that we made live. The ones that we made there I made just before we went live. And then we've got chocolate brownies. And I'm going to get Maria to take some pictures of us scoffing them and we'll post them later. So you can see. Oh yes, and there's the one that we made live. So there's the one that we made live. And this will be going home. This will be going home with, I don't know, Laura and Maria, one of them. They've got loads to take home anyhow. Yeah? So, good. So, hope you enjoy it. And I will see you on Monday. Have a super weekend. And do think of those on Sunday. Cheerio. Bye. Oh, like and share, I forgot.